Interest rates, interest rates, interest rates, interest rates. That's what we hear about, interest rates. The Bank of England has said it's not going to hesitate to support the pound. That means interest rates might go up, they might not. But let's get into the detail as to why. So why are interest rates important to you, me, everybody else? Well, in essence, this interest rate they talk about is the Bank of England interest rate. It's the base rate. It is the foundation of all other interest rates that we get charged. The more that goes up, the more other interest rates are going to go up by more. And therefore, it directly affects the amount that we have to pay for borrowing. And we know there's no such thing as free money. Let's just remind ourselves of that. It doesn't exist. But all the other interest rates are going to go up by more than whatever the base rate has gone up by. So why are interest rates rising? What's all that about? Why can't you just leave interest rates alone? Well, we know that we are in an economy where costs are going up. We know that that is inflationary because that means that if costs go up, prices go up, we all have to pay more for stuff. But the consequence of that means that our currency, the pound, means that it gets weaker. So people don't like it as much because they go, well, yeah, I don't want to be in pounds, I want to be in dollars, or I want to be in yen, or I want to be in euros, or whatever it happens to be. The only way of defending that is to increase interest rates to make our currency more attractive to others. Why are there so many headlines about it? Because if you're like me, you hear the news and every other news channel is talking about interest rates. I guess it goes back to where we've come from. So we have come from a period for the last 10, 12 years where interest rates have been low. They have been historically low. They've never been as low as that. And we're now getting to a point where suddenly somebody's gone, oh, I'm going to increase interest rates. Are they going to go up? Sorry, what? No, you don't understand. I've come from a period where that never happened. So please don't tell me about that interest rates are going to go up now. And that's the difference, isn't it? It makes a headline because it's a big change on where we've come from previously. So what does this interest rate rise mean to you? Ultimately, it means things like credit cards, things like car loans, payday loans, student loans, all that sort of stuff is going to get more expensive to pay back. So if you've got £1,000 and your interest rate was 16% before the base rate, that might now be 24. It might be more than that. And that then creates a bigger challenge for us as individuals, as a group of people, because that means it's going to take us longer to pay that back. We're going to need more income to pay that money back. So we're going to be, worse off again. Yeah. I don't like talking about being worse off on this channel, but ultimately that's what that's going to mean. We're going to have to pay more back. If that means we've got to pay more back, it's got to come from somewhere. It isn't going to come from our free money pot because we know free money doesn't exist. Let's not go back to that one again. But it's got to come from somewhere. So that's got to come from income. Therefore, we have to learn to spend less while we repay this financing. So will interest rates come down? Well, if I had a crystal ball, and I don't, believe it or not, it's just blank space in my hands, then I can't tell you. I suspect that over a period of time, and we're probably talking 2 or 3 years, those interest rates will fall back. They'll have to, because the consequence of interest rate rises means that costs become more, but our income gets squeezed. If our income gets squeezed, we can't spend so much. If we can't spend so much, our economy doesn't grow. If our economy doesn't grow, that means that we don't get more wealthy. That means that tax things fall. That means all of that stuff that we rely on to keep going disappears. And generally, we've got to consider that will be bad. So that's why interest rates are rising. Can we do anything about it? Probably not. We've just got to kind of deal with it and go with it for the ride, knowing that in the future things will get better. So we understand why interest rates have gone up, but why not check out the video on inflation and the reason that you shouldn't worry about it for some good news on how to deal with it.